I've had this idea since February and now I'm finally making it. Yay. So hello. Today I had a very interesting idea and I was going to go over how I named each of my dolls and how I gave them each of their personalities. I'm not gonna go too in depth over the history behind like every single doll in my collection because I'm also doing an all my dolls video in like less than a month, so it's kind of just general information. Also, if you're looking to name a doll, yesterday as of recording this, Amazon was having their Prime Day sale, so if you get any more dolls and don't know what to name them or what personality to give them, hopefully this video can help you out. So this Google Doc is the document where I actually keep track of all of the dolls in my collection, and as you can see, it's very nice, very well organized. I usually have it organized based on name, the type of doll, age, personality, style, date received, and I recently started implementing a thing where they have like a certain song that matches with their personality. So for example, Olivia is my very first doll. Not an American Girl, but she's my twin. Age, very old woman. Personality, old, yearns for the 2010. Is constantly nostalgic for 2012. Style, 2012 clothes, and date received 2012. And her song is What Does the Fox Say? Which I know was released in 2013, but it's close enough. So I have all the dolls listed in this document, all of them that are in my collection, all the way down to Luke, who I haven't formally introduced yet. So just a general process of what I do when I get a new doll. First, I usually try and come up with a unique name for the doll. I have this weird thing where I like to come up with names that have different letters for each doll. One, so they're special and unique in some way. Another, so stop motion scripts and I have to abbreviate their names. It's not confusing. Usually, my main resource for looking up names is going to baby name websites and just finding whatever one fits. If that doesn't work, I just kind of make a list of names that I would like to see, and I pick from the list, and whatever is most interesting is what I pick. One example of this is my doll Charlie. So when I first got her, I just looked on a baby name website, nothing too special, and I really liked the name Charlotte. I thought that was a really cute name, but I also was a fan of agtubers who would name their dolls traditionally masculine names and give it to girl dolls. So I shortened it to Charlie and it was absolutely perfect. So middle names. I like to give my dolls middle names. Usually the process is whenever I'm stuck between two names, I'll pick one and then the other will get put as a middle name. So back to Charlie again. Her middle name's Ray because I also really like the name Ray. I think the Emerald AG series of like Ray Payson kind of inspired this. So I was kind of stuck between Charlie and Ray, so I went with Charlie and then Ray became her middle name. So other times though, middle names can also hold meaning of when I first got the doll. One example is Michelle, who is my number 25. So I got Michelle off of eBay as a mini-me. So her first name's also my middle name, but when I got to her middle name, I chose the name Erica. And that was because when I first got Michelle, there was actually, her box actually had like marker with the name Erica on it, and I just assumed that the original owner just named her Erica, so to honor her previous owner, I just gave her the middle name of Erica. Personalities are usually what I go to next after I come up with a name, and they're a bit harder. I want all my dolls to have well fleshed out personalities, but I also want them to be like very unique and special in their own special amazing way, which can only go so far when you're fleshing a character out because you'll inevitably end up with two characters with like a similar hobby, especially since I base a lot of the dolls off of just parts of my personality. I usually begin by coming up with a hobby that like nobody else has. So when I got Eloise, her hobby was writing and storytelling. And although she, like Eve and Austin, have very creative based hobbies, nobody in my doll collection is into writing, so I figured that would distinguish her a bit from everybody else. After coming up with a personality, a name, I'll also then go into aesthetic and style. So a lot of collectors have different ways of distinguishing their dolls through fashion and aesthetics. I've seen AGIG accounts that will have like each main TikTok aesthetic will be dedicated to each doll, and I wish I was that organized, but I'm really not. I have a very interesting way of doing the aesthetics. So usually I just kind of throw things at a wall to see if they stick in terms of fashion and clothes and colors. So I'll usually dress dolls that I get that are new in different outfits to see what looks good on them, and that will just be their aesthetic. Other times their aesthetic will also connect a bit to their personality and their hobbies. So Aspen is my Nenea, and her aesthetic's kind of a naturecore aesthetic because she really likes gardening and plants, but also she looks really good in green. I've also seen other agtube and agig accounts that will organize their doll aesthetics on a neat little Pinterest board, and I'm also not that organized. The best I have is I just have a Canva project where I just kind of have a Pinterest board for each doll aesthetic, and that's how I organize everything. I also tend to organize a lot of my doll styles on, of course, the aforementioned My AG Dolls Google Doc. Some of the dolls, though, don't have particular aesthetic, if you could call it that, and just have an outfit that kind of themes around their general vibe. So Michelle doesn't have an aesthetic that she like coordinates her style to, but because she's the mom and kind of apathetic, she kind of wears the same American Girl Place shirt all the time. So back to names. I also sometimes will give them last names too. I don't have a particular method to my madness for last names. If it's a character doll, I'll usually have them keep the original last name that they came with. If it's a truly me doll, I'll just go onto Google and find whatever last name just fits. Though this often means that dolls are often changing last names because there will be one that I think works well, but then realize it doesn't have a good ring to it, and then I'll change it later. So hopefully you found this video useful. This is just the method to my madness. This is how I organize doll personalities and aesthetics and stuff like that. I'm sure there's better ways around this. This is just how I do it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. That would be really nice. I'm almost at 600 subscribers. Also, if you have any more questions or comments, comment them down below. And anyway, have an amazing day, and see you next time.